¿Qué tú quieres?
Dirty.
Okay. Un momentito. Sí, yo entender. ¿Qué tú quieres? Entender, Carlos Gabriel. ¿Qué tú quieres? I hear you. What up, y'all? Okay, so I thought that it wasn't working. Apparently, the shit is working. And anyway, let me just talk to you really quick. So let me tell you how funny life is.
How we can know?
You know that I made a movie not too long ago, and I did a crowd. ¿Qué tú quieres? Yes. Primero, escúchame. Lavadora.
Yes.
Ahorita, por favor.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So, little man says his sweater's dirty. But listen, without dragging this out too much, I thought it wasn't working, so I cut it off, but realized with my little man, like, yes.
Blue sweater is dirty.
See? ¿Quieres lavadora? Okay, well,
Blue sweater is dirty.
entender. So, I'll tell you what, you want to get a new sweater?
New red sweater.
Oh, blue sweater is not dirty. You just want a new sweater.
Red.
Is that right? Yo, I might look a little crazy right now because I'm peeling like my girl got me doing a peel. My shit look crazy, but I ain't gonna lie. In the areas that the peel has been working, it's a 14-day peel. Yo, that shit look. It got your boy looking brand new. But anyway, you know that we made a movie. We did a crowdfunding campaign. We shot. I wrote, directed, starred in the movie. Well, yesterday around 11:50 in the morning, I officially signed the contract. We've been negotiating this contract. No exaggeration. We've been exaggerating this contract for.
Blue sweater for Romany.
We've been negotiating the contract for almost 6 months. We've been negotiating the contract so long that I thought it was fake. I didn't even think it was real. I thought that I was just kind of being led on and it was going to be some bullshit. So immediately after signing the contract, I met with the owner of the distribution company, the person who runs the distribution company. To my surprise, that brother, his name is Harry Smith, had a level of enthusiasm about, I'm going to say our film because a lot of you contributed to it, that was on a whole different page. And it was extremely exciting. We ended up talking for 3 hours. His name is Harry Smith. He's Will Smith's brother, actually. And he had a lot of insight on the game and really looked at Prison Logic differently from how Hollywood looks at Prison Logic. So what I mean by that is usually when you see a black lead in a movie, the automatic distribution channels of a studio film, of a studio would say, okay, black lead, he gets an urban, which means released predominantly to black America, black or theaters with a high population of blacks, and they will say domestic, meaning studios don't believe that black films do well overseas. This dude, he had a whole different perspective. He was like, no, we doing international with this, and yeah, we ain't really trying to just limit this to an urban audience. We think that this is going to be a bit more of a universal thing. And I'm like, so that was beautiful. And then the other thing was, a lot of times people come out with films and they have to get a certain amount of theaters. They have to be able to get 1,200, 1,800, 2,000 theaters in order for them to in order to justify their budget, to like make their money. And when you make a small independent film at the price point that I made mine at, you usually don't even go to theater, but they're really enthusiastic about it. So we're going to be doing like 50 theaters at a time, and if we're lucky, build up to hundreds and hundreds of theaters. But I love that he wants to do a little bit at a time and grow it, rather than put it out there in the 2,000 theaters and be like, well, everybody didn't come see it, so it's a flop, and then remove it like they do most movies. That's a blessing. Another big lesson for me is that something that he said to me was, he says, a good or bad trailer can make or break a film. A trailer can make or break a film. And so he wanted his team to concentrate immediately on making a trailer. So for those of you who purchased private screenings, like me coming to your house and watching the movie, that shit is about to happen. I'm about to be rolling up at your fucking crib to watch the movies. Excuse my language, little man. And I'm going to be also putting it on social media. I hope you don't mind. So I hope your house is the way you want it to be seen. There's also going to be a premiere for those of you who were interested in being, going to the premiere. Some of you had bought the perk that basically gave you an automatic invitation to the actual premiere. There will actually be one of those. So that's very exciting as well. You can bank on all of that happening. As far as a time frame goes, I would say sometime between now and October. Sometime between now and October. So I'll say within 2 months. So let's say this is June, July, August. So there's possibility we'll have a late September, early October release. So somewhere within that time frame, just start banking on us getting together, whether I'm coming to your house or whether you're coming to the screening, if you've bought those perks. I learned a whole lot of stuff, like, he wants to use a lot of existing material that I never got to use to help promote the project, just a different level of enthusiasm, very different from working with studio films. And what I realized is a lot of times, I don't know if you know this, but Will Packer was one of the people who'd gotten really excited about the film, and he's the one who tried to sell it and held the screening that this particular distribution company saw the film at. And the reason that they did that was because when you're part of when you have a studio deal like Will Packer, or a studio deal like some of these other producers, studios won't even entertain the idea of a film unless it is made for 18 million or more, 20 million or more. They're not interested. They don't want to hear it, because supposedly the quality of the film does not meet the standard that is required to compete on the levels in which they promote. So the amount of money that they spend on a promotion budget, they wouldn't waste that on a film like mine that costs, almost $400,000 to make. $400,000 is pennies to them. So here was something really interesting. My man said, and I repeat, I'm not even making this up. His words exactly were, had I known the film only cost $420,000 to make, I probably wouldn't have came and seen it. And he said because movies at that budget are just not good enough to release in theaters, usually. Not always, but usually. He said the one thing that would have still gotten his interest, that would have had him a little curious, was, well, how the hell did he get that cast? So how did they get me and Regina Hall and Tammy Roman to be in this movie at that budget? It doesn't make any sense. And he said for that one reason, he might have sent someone to watch it. And so, for those of you who are filmmakers out there, whatever you do, never reveal the budget of your movie until that movie is sold, and then you can go balls to the wall. That's my advice to y'all on that one. But all I can tell you is there was a part of me that was starting to believe that it wasn't going to happen, and it has. I love that I'm able to pay back. We had some investors as well who put in a good chunk of money. We had a very successful crowdfunding campaign as well. And so the goal now was to pay back our investors, which we can, and the people who put money, who put their blood, sweat, and tears into this, and now go out there and try to promote a film that people, in a way that'll make people interested in coming out to see the movie. That's the goal. But I wanted to let everybody know about this and say thank you very much for being supportive of Prison Logic. We thank you, don't we? We both say thank you, Carlos. Say gracias. Yeah, he's not super enthusiastic right now, but hey, that's all I wanted to say, man. And It's a great feeling. I've been meaning to make this video since I left the meeting yesterday at 3 o'clock. But I just haven't had time. I've been kicking it. And actually, right this minute, we've been doing Mother's Day stuff all morning. We've been trying to arrange our own bouquet for the lady. Just madness. Me and my daughter trying to get the bouquet ready, trying to get my little man to do the card. It was a drama. And anyway, went and ate, sent my lady to get this whole thing done for her face. And this treatment that she's been talking about, wanted to surprise her with that. All that's squared away now. And so what we are currently working on is taking my little man shopping. That's what's about to happen now. But anyway, I love y'all. I'm very grateful for all of you who've been very supportive of Prison Logic and supportive of Tijuana Jackson for all these years and who contributed to the campaign. I'll be at your house doing the private screenings for those of you who got that perk. And bless y'all, man. Thank you for changing my life. Straight up. Thank you for changing a brother's life. That's all I got. Deuces.